Hello, Core Church. My name is Terry Snelling, and we're right in the middle of our 22 days of prayer and fasting. Today's devotional comes from the book of James, and just a fun fact for you, James had a nickname, and they used to call James Old Camel Knees. I guess James spent so much time on his knees praying that his knees were actually disfigured and swollen up and looked just like a bunch of old camel knees. And so I think if we can trust any insight into prayer, it would probably be James's. Our first reading comes from James 1:5, and it says, "If you need wisdom, ask our generous God, and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking." I really like the way that the NIV puts this verse, and it says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." I just think it's really good to know that when we go to God in prayer and asking for things like wisdom, joy, self-control, I think that he will give those to us without bringing up our past, without bringing up our shortcomings, and he'll give us all these things generously. Our second reading is from the 4th chapter of James, and the first 5 verses or so in James 4 are really very negative. It's about a long list of things of why we probably don't get what we ask for in prayer, because we're asking with the wrong motives. We're asking for things, out of selfishness, out of greed, out of jealousy. But in verse 6, he turns it all around and says, "But he gives us even more grace to stand against such evil desires, as the scriptures say, God opposes the proud, but favors the humble. So humble yourselves before God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Come close to God, and God will come close to you." These verses are very encouraging for me, knowing that when we go to the Lord with humility and ask for things that make us more Christ-like, he'll be more than happy to answer our prayers and give us more than we could ever hope or ask for.